That's right, boys. Welcome to the side of the ring because it is time for the rumors on the side of that ring. That's right. Wrestling Observer Radio mentioned that Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are backstage at A Dynamite this week. A Dynamite, yeah. There's a lot of speculation that their return match will take place at Full Gear on November 19th. There's a lot of speculation that the return match at Full Gear on November 19th with the AEW World Trios titles on the line. No, you know what, though? On one hand, fine. Because the titles were stripped, and they didn't really lose them, did they? So it makes sense. Oh, my God, man. Have them lose. Like, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick, folks. Me? Sick. Under the weather. Down bad. I don't know. Stop doing that. Stop going, this is a really, really, really talented guy. We're just going to give it to him. No. Have him be in a trios match. Make it go for half an hour and then they lose. Yank the rug out from under them. And when I say them, I mean the audience. Of course the audience is going to think that they're winning. That's predictable. Don't do that. Go the absolute opposite route. Have the Young Bucks turn on Kenny. Have Kenny turn on the Young Bucks. Do something other than, well, obviously they're going to win. Obviously they're going to win, man. If they're doing that. No? Am I going too far with this, man? You have every right to let me know in the comments. I hate this. Of course Roman Reigns is winning. Of course he is. Of course the Usos are, like, we know that. On one hand, listen, now I definitely have gone on record and said that if the ending is predictable, sometimes that's not that big of a deal because that's what you want. And I did say, I don't remember exactly what I said, don't shoot me, but I did say, hey, sometimes that's good because sometimes it's just what you want. Sometimes you don't want any thought out storylines or compelling character development. Sometimes you just want Wardlow to come out and powerbomb Symphony QT Marshall 1, 2, 3. That's the end of it. Sometimes that's all you want. You've had a long day at work. The missus is riding your ass. You know what I'm saying? You're out of your favorite beer. You go to the wrestling show and you just want to see Wardlow snap somebody in two. You're not a hard man or woman to please. Okay? And sometimes that's all you want. I'm not going to knock you for that. But on the occasion that we do get matches like this where there's a lot of hype and build around it, I would like it if every now and again, just as a button was about to get pushed, they whoop over to another one. Whoop, and they press a different one. And you're like, what? And that, I feel like, is better than going with what you think is going to happen. Simply because it adds more, like... It just creates more buzz because it's like, oh, we thought this was going to happen and it didn't. But then it's that thing of like, but okay, see, that makes me think about All Out and the Acclaim versus Forward Our Glory, which everyone probably thought they were going to win and then they didn't. But then they won it like right after, you know? So I don't know, man. On one hand, it's kind of fun that you can see certain storylines from a mile away. But on the other hand, it's like not fun. You know, like, I don't know. I'm getting way too pedantic about this. I'm getting way too pedantic of the whole, like, it shouldn't be predictable type deal of like, okay, well then no one's going to have any fun because no one knows what's going to happen, you know? But then doesn't that add to the intrigue? Doesn't that add to the weight of the match? Doesn't that add to something? Doesn't that make you think like, oh, I should see this because I don't know what's going to happen? Isn't that better? It makes the match more compelling, at least in my eyes. I don't know, man. I don't know. Next, sources told DAZN's Steve Muehlhausen with the CM Punk statement and the pending return of the Elite, a lot of news on the incident after All Out is going to be coming out very shortly. Well, I mean, I'm assuming the stuff that does come out is just going to be more intricate and fine details about what actually happened because I feel like we already know the whole thing about Larry and Punk and Omega and the bite and all. Yeah, the bite of 2022, the bite of All Out, you know. I think we already know about that. I did talk about some extra detailing. No, well, yeah, that was, okay, well, it wasn't necessarily about the brawl, so never mind. Next, per PW Insider, reading's hard, man. At least there's commas, so I'm not going to die out here. Per PW Insider, the reason Sheamus was written off TV and television because he's getting married. Oh, I thought he had an injury because they did. You know, whenever a superstar gets, they like, you know, they pull a muscle or something's going on in like their arm or their leg. So to get written off TV, they just get the shit beat out of them in that one spot. And then that's how they're gone. They're like, oh, his arm's injured. His arm actually is injured. But now you know why. You know what I mean? It's like a poetic, you know what I mean? Art imitating life. I didn't know that. That is hilarious. That is great. It's like they throw Sheamus off a building. And then Sheamus like gets up like, all right, I'm going to go to my wedding now. You know, that's great. I love that. I love how they wrote him off of TV because he's getting married. He literally could have just said, hey, I'm getting married. And it would have created the largest pop in the world. And then he could have made a sex joke about banger after banger. And it would have been great. It would have been great. And everyone would have popped. He could have done that off camera. If the show goes off the air, Brawl and Brutes come out and just be like, hey, I just wanted to say I'm getting married. You know? Half of the women and half of the men in the crowd could be like, oh, you know? But I love that. I love the idea that you're getting married, huh? Bow! Like, oh, okay. I don't want to tell anyone I'm getting married now. Okay. Next, Drew McIntyre will be at the wedding. Of course he will. Which explains why he is an advertiser for WWE's live event this weekend in his home country of Scotland. Oh, well, sorry, Scottish people. I know you probably wanted to see him, but he's at a wedding. Yeah, that's fair. You know what? Do your thing, all right? Get trashed. Come back. All right. Bing bosh, bish boosh. So, okay, my first thought was honeymoon. Is Sheamus going on a honey? I don't know. I hope it doesn't turn into a Tom Brady situation, okay? Next, Vessel Votes told Give Me Sport that WWE has discussed an idea of making Austin Theory the first Money in the Bank contract holder to wait the full year before cashing in. Okay, no, this could work. Okay? There's nothing wrong with this. That's kind of the idea of the Money in the Bank briefcase, is you have no idea when this guy could cash it in. You have no idea. He could cash it in at Wrestle. He could do like Rollins did, WrestleMania. He could do the next night. He could do the same night. You know, like, well, you can't do that anymore. Never mind. The point is, though, is that I feel like they could really do something with this. They could, man. This could work. Like MJF and the chip, but then again, he already announced this, so never mind. But even then, you could work with that. I genuinely think you could work with that. I feel as though that it's going to be tricky because there's a lot of times where storylines have what's the word? We're going to say developed, right? And over the course, like, a good example would be the Julia Hart storyline with the House of Black. Now, that is an example of a storyline taking just a little bit too long to reach its crescendo. That storyline, I feel like, to be fair with you, that storyline could have been summed up real quick. But the point of it was the slow burn. And that's really what this is about. It's the slow burn. But you got to do it properly, because you don't want it to burn not enough and people stop caring, and then you don't want it to burn too much, and then it oversaturates things, and people end up, and then Austin Theory starts getting X-Pac heat. You don't want that. You want it to be just gentle enough that Austin Theory's name stays on the topic, right? But also, you don't want it to be like, what? Something like he's just all over the place. Every time there's something, Austin Theory is floating around. You don't want it to be like that. To be fair with you, I think you do want people to forget. I think you do. And then every now and again, like salt, every now and again, you get a little splash right on the food. There you go, done. And then was there a sign? Then he's gone. And then he's gone. I don't know. That sounds terrible. But you want like little snippets, little dollops of him every now and again, just so you don't forget. But just before you forget, he's back. Is that too much? I don't know. But that could work. That is a good idea. And I think that they should do something with that. Finally, according to Fightful, Josh Woods has signed a full-time contract with AEW for multiple years. Good. That's good to know. I'm happy for him, and I can't wait to see what he does. What do we talk about? Wrestling Observer mentioned that Omega and the Bucks are backstage on Dynamite, and they can return at full gear. That's all I got, man. I don't want them to win. I personally don't. I don't want them to win. Because it's just, you can just see it coming already. That's no fun. I know what's gonna happen, but like, for some people that's the point, but like, really? So let me get this straight. Gone are the Bucks and Kenny. Kenny injured. Kenny not injured. Soon as he comes back, he gets title. Kenny has fight. Leave. Gone. No more. No mention. Nothing. They're back. Here they are. Title. What, man? That's so stupid. That is dumb. Dumb and stupid and dumb and ugly and dumb and lame. I don't want that. That's lame. That is such a cheesy. That's stupid. Put them in a bunch of storylines. Have them be in a storyline where so that when they lose, it's because somebody cost them the title. Because if all you're gonna do is go go elite title, don't even care which one, title, there you go, and then they leave, and then you're like, but I wanted the title. Meanwhile, actually no, that's not true. I was literally just about to say no one has the trio titles right now, but they do. They do have the trio titles. And to be fair, that is gonna be a decent match. But that's all the reason why I don't want them to win. Use the ball-peen hammer. Put it up his butt. I don't know. That'll stop him. That'll stop me. Jeez. Okay, like do something. I mean, this thing and the lead. Oh, wow. I've been rambling on way too much. I'm sorry. Steve Muhlhausen and CM Punk, with the CM Punk statement pending return to the Elite. A lot of news of the incident is going to be coming out very shortly. We're going to have to wait and see what that is. PW Insider. Okay, Sheamus is getting married. Congratulations. Drew McIntyre is also going to be joining him. Shouts out to Drew. I hope they get absolutely destroyed, because that would be funny. I just think it'd be really, really funny. Russell Votes told Gimme Sport the WWE discussed. Okay, Austin Theory should hold the Money in the Bank briefcase for a full year. That's a good idea, and you can make that work. And according to Fightful, Josh Wood has signed a full-time contract with AEW for multiple years. Congrats to him. Folks, that's going to do it for this episode of Ringside Rumors. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, because I certainly enjoyed making it. And I'll definitely catch you guys in the next one.